Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And I think the timeline is changing now for a digital dollar, because everything is being focused on stablecoins all of a sudden. Tyler Williams, new crypto counselor, advocates for swift stablecoin legislation. He emphasizes creating clear legal guidelines for stablecoins to boost industry confidence and ensure consistent regulatory approaches across jurisdictions. Bipartisan support continues building, with the FIT21 bill passing the House in May 2024, and Senator Hagerty's Genius Act seeking to place dollar-pegged tokens under Federal Reserve oversight. I think what's going on is the rest of the world is still pushing ahead very fast, and the U.S. is still lagging behind. Now they want to get things done. Senator Loomis breaks down what was learned from the digital assets hearing yesterday. Most digital assets are not legally securities under the Howey test. Memes are no longer securities as well. The United States is behind other countries in creating laws for digital assets. Like I said, the U.S. keeps falling behind while the rest of the world continues to push ahead. Stablecoins will bring our payment system into the 21st century. They want to get this done as soon as possible. And Black Swan Capitalist says RLUSD is a tokenized US dollar, making it a central bank liability since they issue it on the XRP ledger. If you read between the lines, that's your digital dollar. That's your central bank digital currency. The question is, who holds the liability? Ripple, an institution, or the central bank itself? Take a listen to this.
The first fundamental is that the true innovation of stablecoins is in their potential to be digital cash, always on, non-credit money. Unlike bank deposits, the money value of a stablecoin is supported by full reserves, not FDIC insurance or the creditworthiness of the issuer. This means that someone using a stablecoin to pay or accepting a stablecoin for payment should not care which stablecoins are being used. This is not true today, with users and markets correctly distinguishing between USDC, USDP, USDT, and so on. Stablecoins as digital cash can be achieved through the following mechanisms. Stablecoins must be backed one-to-one with reserves of high-quality liquid assets, with carefully calibrated capital buffers and liquidity requirements. Issuers must be available to redeem the stablecoin at face value.
And that's why any stablecoin issued outside the United States most likely will not make it once regulations are put in place, like Tether. If it's not based in the US, I think it's going to be outlawed in the United States. But take notice, she said they must be backed by actual assets, high quality assets. I think we're going toward a gold-backed digital dollar. This isn't about whether the gold is there or not. It's about auditing the Fort Knox gold as a launch pad for a trustless, transparent system in a new digital economy. Now they're questioning if the gold is actually in Fort Knox still. Take a listen.
What I think is interesting about this is that nobody has said this is a crazy idea to go make sure the gold is actually there. And, just think about that. I mean, I think the gold is probably there. I think the gold is almost certainly there, but nobody thinks it's a crazy idea to go check because we don't know. That's how bad the corruption has gotten in Washington, is that we can't fully trust that our gold is still in Fort Knox. I think that.
And that's why the audit needs to be done. But I think they're going to do this because they're planning to back the digital dollar with gold. We are going into the golden age. And Kiyosaki doubled down on another crisis. What if Trump finds gold in Fort Knox is missing? I doubt gold is missing. I want to believe the gold is there. But what if the gold is missing? The U.S. economy would collapse, the dollar would crash, the world would be in chaos, and inflation would wipe out millions of people, families, and businesses. Just in case gold is missing, I own gold, silver, and Bitcoin. I don't think it would play that big of a factor. I think it's most likely priced in if that gold isn't there. Now, here's what David Schwartz said. Isn't there a significant possibility that people might just decide that it doesn't really matter all that much whether the gold is there or not? The price of gold would likely go up. It would likely skyrocket. But other than that, there really might not be much of an impact because we're not on a gold-backed system right now. So I don't think it would matter as much as people think. Everybody's like, if that gold isn't there, you better buckle up. There's going to be civil war and riots. But I'm not so sure of that. You know, the US dollar right now is not backed by anything. That's why we just print it out of thin air. The same way Tether prints USDT out of thin air. But I do believe that if it isn't there, the price of gold would definitely go up. And that might actually skyrocket crypto as well. Let's get back to stablecoins. 3,100,000 Ripple USD minted on XRP ledger. There's been a lot of mints of the RLUSD stablecoin. And that stablecoin is starting to get some momentum. And as it picks up more and more momentum, eventually it's going to push up the price of XRP. People still think RLUSD is not going to provide value for XRP. It absolutely is going to, because XRP is going to be moving RLUSD around the world. This comes from Smoke. Yes, all stablecoins will need to be compatible with ISO 222 for on and off ramps. I don't think Tether is ISO compliant. I don't think it's going to be ISO compliant. This is going to be another problem for Tether going forward. The fact that Tether could not pass MiCA regulations told you everything you need to know about Tether. Now, here's what's good. Ripple is ISO compliant. Everything that Ripple is doing is fully compliant. That's what's going to allow XRP to be utilized inside of ISO. It's also going to allow RLUSD to be used alongside of ISO 222 messages. And that's going to be a big deal going forward. But people still are not seeing it. People are still doubting that ISO is going to be a big deal. It absolutely is going to be a big deal. Circle and Tether clash over U.S. stablecoin regulation. Circle pushes for mandatory registration of dollar-backed stablecoin issuers, while Tether sees it as self-serving amid speculation that the U.S. may restrict Treasury market access for international stablecoin issuers. Like I said, it all comes down to Tether being an offshore company. Tell me about the XRP ledger and what Ripple has been working on longer than anyone in the digital asset space without naming it. Take a listen to what Greg Kidd says here.
To me, I'm looking to buy and invest in banks that will create a better form of the US dollar and a better form of fiat currencies. I'll start with the top ones. So our view, of course, the reason I'm in Mexico is just imagine there's a ledger. Could be permissioned Ethereum, it could be Solana, it could be, and forget what chain it is, but it operates 24/7, low fees, and it carries all the dollars, pounds, euros, pesos, major currencies that people hold and do business in. And, it's like going to the casino and getting poker chips. Well, those poker chips don't just work at the poker table. They don't just work at the whole casino. They work at every casino. And they don't just work at every casino. They work at 7-Eleven. So poker chips issued by the banking system, but usable thereafter for any exchange activity in the world without going back to the banking system. The banking system becomes an on-off rail. And yeah, we use all the regulation of the banking system to make a better dollar, a better tether, a better USDC. So I'm all in on that, because in a world where all real world assets are going to be tokenized, well, you're not going to go from a Ferrari to a Pokemon card through barter. You're going to go through money. And so if you're trading tokenized assets, you're going to want to have tokenized fiat currency. And so I'm getting, into those printing presses, and I want those licenses. So that's what I'm focused on. Is there are a lot of people out there that are venture capital funds, lots of like money transmitters, but there aren't that many people that have bank licenses that are fully bought in to blockchain. And really where AI comes in is you're going to do all this, but you're looking to figure out, is this money laundering? Is this fraud? And, the bad guys are pretty sophisticated. And so AI is pretty good at being on the other side of that. So AI.
So think about it like this. Ripple seen USDC. They saw USDT, and they created RLUSD. I think they created a better USDC and a better USDT. And imagine it like this. I like what he said about the banking system being a casino and casino chips being utilized everywhere. Now imagine all these stablecoins that are going to be created on the XRP ledger. They're going to be traveling all day long across the XRP ledger. And XRP is going to be acting like a bridge currency in between all of these currencies. People are going to be using these currencies all around the world, making transactions happen, moving tokenized assets, and not even knowing what's going on. XRP is going to be utilized without anyone even knowing it. That's what's going to get XRP to those high prices. And take notice, he talked about money transmitter licenses. Ripple has money transmitter licenses all over the United States already. I think Greg Kidd is late to the game. Ripple once again beat everybody. They're 10 steps ahead of everybody else right now, except maybe Elon Musk. And I still think Elon Musk is most likely going to incorporate XLM and XRP into his payment system anyway. But you see how Ripple is always ahead of the rest. And the same goes with all those rails that are set up all around the world. But what he told you is how you see a high-priced XRP without telling you that's going to happen. And it's so simple to see it. Ripple's going to launch more stablecoins in 2025 in other countries as well. It's all coming together perfectly. Breaking: U.S. House Democrats to introduce Meme Act to prohibit the president, vice president, members of Congress, senior executive branch officials, and their spouses and dependent children from issuing, sponsoring, or endorsing a security, future, commodity, or digital asset. All they want to do is stop Trump from launching any more coins. I think it pissed them off that he launched Trump coin. What if Nancy Pelosi would have launched Nancy coin? Oh, everybody would have been fine with that. Or if Biden coin was launched, oh, that would have been perfect. But because Trump's doing it, now they want to put a stop to it. It's so hypocritical what goes on in Washington. I look at it like this. If the president launches a meme coin and people want to invest in that meme coin, then so be it. What does it really matter? It's just like nitpicking, in my opinion. But I wanted to do this video because the timeline is now going to start to move quicker. I think we're going to have stablecoin regulations in the coming weeks. Whenever they say it's going to take months, most of the time everything gets wrapped up really quick when it benefits Washington. And I think they see the stablecoin bill as benefiting them. It'll also benefit people in the United States, the American people, because it's going to open up a lot of options. It's going to open up another payment rail. You have fiat and you have digital money. Now, over time, I'm expecting fiat to disappear. I don't think Trump would get rid of paper money. I think it'll most likely come after Trump is gone at the White House. I just don't see him going in that direction. But I do believe he is going to have a digital dollar. We have to have it. Otherwise, we're going to be left behind the rest of the world. And no matter how you look at it, XRP is going to move it. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.